Hi everybody, Jake here for FMSCOUT and welcome to the first Wonderkid to Superstar episode of FM22 here on the channel. If you don't know the premise of these videos, we take a Wonderkid, put them to the maximum end of their potential range so you see the best case scenario of what might happen if you sign a certain Wonderkid in Football Manager. Now we've got a great player on our hands today, one of the best Wonderkids of FM22. He's cheap, he's a bargain and he is absolutely insane in terms of his attributes. This striker arguably has the best performance of anyone I've ever done a Wonderkid to Superstar episode on, including Malcoco. The goal output of this guy is insane, so let's not waste any time and let's get right into it. Okay everyone, here we go with our first Wonderkid to Superstar episode, and you're going to want to stick around in this one to see how we get this guy to perform so well, because he does perform like unbelievably good in this video, arguably the best I've seen for a long time. So make sure you do stick around so you don't miss that. But yeah, I guess we should get right into it. So if you do enjoy this kind of content and want to see more episodes of this series, drop a like on the video and let us know in the comments what you think of this player. Rate him out of 10. I imagine most of you are going to give him a 9 or 10, but do let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as we push for 125,000 subscribers. And if you want to, feel free to check out my Newcastle save, linked in the description, as we push for 5,000 subscribers over there too. You guys have been really enjoying it. So yeah, let's get right into it. We're here with Inter Milan. Now this Wonderkid doesn't play for them straight up, but he does play in the Italian divisions in the second division for Pisa. And that player is none other than Lorenzo Luca. Now, you can probably already see right here, he is an amazing player to start off with. He is 20, so he's further along in his development than some others, and he is like the perfect Wonderkid target man. Although, in this video, we're not going to use him in a target man because I don't think any of the preset tactics really use a target man effectively. And in these videos, I do like to stick with the presets that Football Manager give you in terms of tactics instead of a downloadable one, just because I think it might. Them ones seem to be a bit overpowered and maybe skew the results of what we would see with this player in a normal save. But I suggest you guys all pick him up. The only kicker with this guy is, the only issue is that you can't sign him straight away, because he's only just signed for his club for £2 million. However, in this video, he will start at Inter Milan in the first season because I've been able to use the Football Manager real-time editor to get him into Inter Milan's team. We've also used the editor to put him on the higher end of his potential range, which we always do in these videos. And every other Football Manager YouTuber who does these kind of videos does the same thing. Basically, Wonderkids have a potential range in Football Manager so that when you load up a save, they can fall anywhere within that potential range, meaning that will be their set potential for a certain save, and therefore it keeps saves fresh, means that different players can be the best players in different saves. I'm going to put his potential range in the bottom left right now, so if you don't want to see it, look away for a few seconds. But as you can tell, if he falls on the low end of this range, you're still getting a very good player for the price, and the high end, you're getting one of the best strikers in the world. So Lorenzo Luca here, 20 years old, kind of came out of nowhere. I had a few people saying that they liked him in previous Football Manager games, but he's never been this good. He was on our list of top upgraded Wonderkids. We are going to simulate 5 seasons with him here. We'll check in on him after 3 and then 5 seasons, so I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time. But physically, you can tell he's a monster in terms of his size and his presence, plays with his back to goal, is a perfect target man, as I did mention, and mentally really strong too. Good determination in there, good heading, he's a good finisher, some nice technique and penalty taking. Things are a bit of a bonus, but it's his physicals and his mentals which will help him a long way in his first few seasons here. So now we've moved him over to Inter Milan. By the way, you can sign him for anywhere under £5 million after that first season at Pisa. And now that he has joined Inter Milan, you can see his price has skyrocketed a little bit. In terms of how we're going to get him to the levels that you're about to see, all we did, and it isn't set here, but basically for the first season I trained him on final third, I think it was. Let me just find that. Yeah, final third, there you go, to raise up his composure and his decisions. Didn't even put him on double intensity. Mentoring, I didn't actually do anything because I don't believe he needs mentoring, because he's already got a very good personality, good determination, that kind of thing. Tactically, we're going to be using a gegenpressing system, the preset with a 4-4-2, so it's just a 4-4-2 diamond. Football Manager made this preset, I haven't created it. We're not doing any set piece routines or anything like that. The only thing I've done is switch the complete forward to an advanced forward, and that is going to be Lorenzo Luca. So let's get right into it, simulate a few seasons with him, and you're going to see how much he's developed after 3 years, and it is going to blow your minds. Okay everybody, 3 seasons has passed. Lorenzo Luca is 23 years old, and my word, I mean, you're probably already seeing some of the stuff going on here. Arguably, I mean, Malcoco in FM21, when we did the video on him, was insane. Luca's given him a good run for his money right now because Inter Milan have won the league 3 years in a row using this tactic. Nothing's changed in terms of his development. As I mentioned, we put him on final third. I think in the most recent season, in season 3, we've trained him on finishing or pace. I'll have a check in a second. But here you go, guys. This is Lorenzo Luca after 3 seasons. He's been playing pretty much every game outside of injuries for Inter Milan for 3 seasons now up front. The team's been doing really well and he's been feeding off that, scoring goal after goal and developing into a top tier player. And bear in mind, this is season 3 out of 5. By the end of season 5, he's actually developed even more than this. So he's not even at the maximum end of his potential range here. So seriously, buy him in your guys' saves. Even if he falls a little bit under this in terms of potential range, you've still got such an amazing striker, and I think it's his physicals that really make him basically a match engine breaker, because we're going to have a look at what he's actually done in terms of his goal scoring exploits. But starting off with these attributes, physically he's got a bit quicker now, which is great, and they're the weakest side of his game, the fact that he's only got 14 pace and 15 acceleration, which I still think is pretty good. We have been training him as an advanced forward during his training sessions, so I assume that's why his pace has developed a fair bit. He's still 6'7", classed as an elite striker with 17 strength, 16 stamina, so if you want him to press, he can do that as well, 19 jumping reach, 16 balance and 16 agility. Physically, this guy is pretty much impeccable. He's an absolute monster, and you can see here on the left hand side, he can play pretty much any role you want him to already at a top level. You don't often see Wonderkids turn into amazing complete forwards. That's basically a forward that can do absolutely everything on the pitch. So Luca has exceeded any expectation I had doing this video. I genuinely didn't know what was going on when I came back to my computer and saw how well he'd done, valued at plenty of money now, around £100 million. Bear in mind, he would have cost £5 million or less after a season or so at Pisa. Once you're actually able to sign him, he's wanted by PSG as well. Mentally, he's developed a hell of a lot. His determination's increased. As you can see, that work in the final third has really helped him with his composure and his decision making being at an extremely high level. We arguably kept it on that for a bit too long and could have focused on some other aspects of his game, but you know, there's nothing wrong with having attributes like that. He's got amazing off the ball, anticipation, teamwork, vision, work rate, technique is great. His heading is now at 18, his finishing is at 17. The only thing I will say is the fact that his heading is so good. I've noticed in my own match engine playing that heading seems to be quite powerful. Maybe that's where he's got all his goals from. Of course, we're simulating here. I haven't actually gone into each match and watched him play, but you're about to see how many goals he's scored. Brace yourselves. 3 seasons at Inter Milan. First season as a 20-year-old, he did very well for a 20-year-old, keeping up with some of the other great goal scorers at the club. 7.52 average match rating with 29 goals. This season, he must have had an injury because he only played 33 times. Scored 40 goals though. 10 Player of the Match awards, an 8.09 match rating. 8.11 in the next one. I barely ever see anyone hit the 7.5, 7.6s. So to hit an 8 in these videos is incredible. If we were purely talking about his time at Inter Milan, I'm pretty sure he's almost equal with the amount of goals to game. Maybe he's even doing better goals than game ratio in terms of his time in the league. 37 games played in the most recent season, 42 goals, 5 assists too. He is creating chances. And before you think that I'm using some amazing overpowered tactic, it is literally just a preset with Luca set up front. If we look in terms of other goal scorers, this tactic must be very good because on top of Luca getting 52 goals, Martinez is scoring plenty of goals too up front. So this is an incredible tactic. Maybe we should do a video on this tactic, I don't know. But he has done really well. In terms of what we're doing for his training to get him to this level, we're focusing on quickness currently, but I believe at one point we were focusing on attacking movement, which is why his anticipation and his positioning, I think it is, have gone up so much. But yeah, we're trying to make him a little bit quicker because that's arguably the only side of his game that he lacks. He's doing amazingly. We'll look at all the awards he's won in a minute, but I guess we should now simulate another 2 years, see how he's doing after 5 seasons at the club. He's already a 5-star player, and you're going to watch it get even better. Okay everybody, here we are after the end of 5 seasons at the club. Luca is still hitting a crazy amount of goals. We are sitting second in the league, the first time for a long while we haven't won it, but we did win a Champions League, which means that Luca has now won a Champions League trophy and scoring 11 goals in the competition. He's had a pretty big impact on that. I'd also like to see, if we go to the last game of the season against Liverpool in the cup final, I don't know this yet, but yeah, there you go. He did score. He actually scored the one that ended up being the winner. So there you go. Luca has done insane, and he's became an even better player than what you guys saw before. His jumping reach has now gone to 20. I can't remember the exact details that have changed, but yeah, he has developed, I can tell you that. 29 appearances for the international team, 21 goals. So as I did mention, it's not just me using some amazing tactic, which is just a preset. I'll mention that again, but he is doing awesome. He's definitely someone that I want to sign in all my saves now. Speaking of which, if you want to watch my Newcastle save, feel free to check that out. Linked in the description, that would mean a lot. But yeah, what a player this guy is. Mentally impeccable, physically a game breaker, and he's now got 15 pace, 15 acceleration, so that focus on quickness did work. I never really had to touch his technicals because he's always been such a good player up front anyway that as long as we get this physicals and the mentals right, the technicals would just follow. His finishing has improved, but realistically, when we first saw him, he was a good header of a ball, a decent dribbler with good first touch and a good finishing. I would say if you buy him in a save, just probably leave it at that and focus on everything else. If you want to focus on his shooting a little bit and get his technique up, then go for it, but what a player. 5 seasons in, £355,000 a week at Inter Milan. A star player. He's won it all. In terms of how he's performed in the last few seasons, he got even better in season 4 with an 8.17. I'm not sure I've seen anything better than that for a long, long time, if ever. 41 goals in 38 games, and in all competitions, 56 goals in 51. Next season, he missed a couple of games, but still hit a goal a game. It's nuts. When I got a couple of seasons in, there was a part of me that thought maybe because he's so tall and I've heard that corners are quite effective, maybe he's scoring loads of goals from corners. So just to take that out, I moved him away and told him to stay back in corners just to make sure that that wasn't like completely messing all of this up. But it doesn't matter because he's still gone and scored even more goals than he was before. Luca is incredible. If we look at his development progress, if we hit attributes and then go to all time, let's see how much he's developed. Yeah, crazy development in his physicals, mentals, and then not as much in his technicals, but it's 5 years worth of growth, so he will have developed a little bit there. Good long shots as well. Honestly, he's genuinely a game breaker. Now, I don't know whether this is just a beta glitch, but when we went to his awards section, which I've just looked at myself before I've started recording, it's not showing everything that he did win. He did win the best player in the Euros, but if we go to best player in Europe, we can see that this basically sets him as the best player in the world because he's done better than Mbappe and Haaland, 2 players who are absolutely incredible. His average attribute stat is only usually about 1 better than Luca in every position, so to be able to get someone of Erling Haaland's quality for less than £5 million and can potentially develop into such an amazing player, I don't think anyone can pass up on the opportunity of that. But there we go, guys. That has been our first episode of Wonderkids Superstar for FM22. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you're going to sign him. I suggest you all do. Rate him out of 10. Like the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel. Feel free to check out my channel linked in the description. I think that's everything. So I hope you all have a great day and I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.